Imagine building a boat entirely by hand from a single massive tree trunk. Then imagine setting off alone on a journey of more than 1,500 kilometers across the sea in that very boat. It may sound unbelievable, but for Michael Atkinson, it became a real-life challenge. Michael is an adventurer, filmmaker, and former military pilot. He spent many years serving in the Australian Defence Force, where he learned much more than how to fly aircraft. He developed survival skills, learned how to operate in extreme environments, and later shared that knowledge with others through training and instruction. But eventually, he felt that learning and teaching were no longer enough. He wanted to discover the limits of his own abilities and test himself in a completely new way. That desire led him to an ambitious project. He selected a massive Norfolk pine log weighing nearly 4 tons and set out to transform it into a traditional dugout canoe. This type of boat has been used by cultures around the world for thousands of years and is carved from a single tree trunk. Although the process may seem simple at first glance, it requires incredible precision. The wood inside the trunk must be carefully removed while leaving the outer layer intact. That outer layer becomes the body of the canoe and must remain strong enough to float safely on the water. Every cut matters. Remove too much wood and the structure becomes weak. Remove too little and the canoe becomes too heavy to perform properly. Each decision can determine the success or failure of the entire project. One of the greatest strengths of a dugout canoe is its simplicity. Because it is carved from a single piece of wood, there are no joints or seams that can weaken over time. For centuries, these boats have been used for transportation, fishing, exploration, and even warfare. The Norfolk pine chosen by Michael is especially well suited for boat building. It is known for its straight growth pattern and relatively lightweight interior, which allows it to float effectively while maintaining strength and durability. In ancient times, builders did not have access to modern machinery. Instead, they relied on tools such as axes, chisels, and even fire. Burning the interior wood helped soften it, making it easier to remove. However, this method required great skill, as even a small mistake could ruin the entire log. Once the canoe was carved, another important step was making it waterproof. Traditional builders collected natural resins, gums, and other plant-based materials from trees. These substances were applied to cracks and vulnerable areas to prevent water from entering the vessel. This process not only kept the canoe watertight, but also helped protect the wood from decay, allowing it to last for many years. However, Michael's project was about more than simply building a boat. Behind it was a historical story that deeply inspired him. He became fascinated by the experience of a real shipwreck survivor whose struggle for survival had become part of Australian history. Wanting to better understand that experience, Michael challenged himself to recreate some of the same conditions faced by early explorers and survivors. This goal became the driving force behind the entire project. Over a period of 14 months, he worked on the canoe using techniques inspired by traditional methods. What emerged was a unique vessel that combined ancient design principles with modern understanding and craftsmanship. In many cultures, canoes like these represent far more than transportation. They are symbols of heritage, identity, and tradition. Generations have passed down the skills needed to build them, along with the stories and knowledge connected to them. Through his journey, Michael became part of that continuing tradition. His project connected the wisdom of the past with the spirit of modern adventure. What began as a single trunk tree slowly became something much greater, a vessel, a challenge, and a dream brought to life. And perhaps that is the most powerful lesson of all. With enough determination, patience, and courage, even the most ambitious ideas can become reality.